Please join me in welcoming Ms. Kim McCarthy.
So having that background, let me tell you how I came into the industry. And it was really by default. My son was diagnosed with allergy-induced asthma of unknown origin. And I think it was in 6th grade at the time. So I was looking for a lot of clean alternative living situations. And that took me down a rabbit hole for a long time. And in that process, I found it was very difficult to find factual information, relevant information, and current information that wasn't leveraged or sponsored, sponsored studies. And so having a background in people strategies, which includes training and leadership development and creating all of the materials, adult learning theory, I saw this as a great opportunity to create a digital publication for the general public, but really B2B and B2C, but an actual legitimate place where you can get the factual information, but it turns into eye candy. And because it's photojournalism and adult learning theory that's put into the formatting, and what it does is create a sense of bond and pursuit for literally the knowledge as you're going through this process. So knowing what I had gone through, and that allowed me to come out of the cannabis closet. And when I would try to deliver this information to others, family or friends, it didn't matter. There was still a lot of belief system and stigma around it. So that's why I came up with this opportunity. And then I wanted to make sure, because really my background's all in people strategies, I wanted to make sure that this would create opportunities for others. So that's why this is a little bit different. I'm going to share my screen, and I will end up giving you the link to this. And what I want you to do after you get the link is to literally explore on the screen, because it's about an experience. Here we go. My screen. Sorry about that. There we go. So I just went over my background here. Oh, sorry, I'm used to working on a Mac and now I'm on a PC. Everything's backwards. So when you go on to here, you'll see that I have 2 different digital publications. Harvest and Plume is all about hemp, everything hemp. The Cannabis Sessions is everything plus THC. But we want to focus on the hemp industry for now. And all of these opportunities I've been able to showcase. And in all of these, by the way, are taken from all of the issues. And this happens to be talking about the green rush. And you can see that the categories, all these opportunities in the industry being consulting, cultivation, testing, legal, compliance, media, marketing, it goes on. But the great thing is that we can see how this is building. And by having this information, we can also see the areas that are lacking, and guarantee there's always going to be a correlation between where it's lacking in the professional area. You're going to be finding a lot of misinformation and false prophets online. So moving along, we have, I love this. I'm a huge art fan. And this particular, these are 2 different artists. And the Snoop painting is with Cannabis and cannabis paint. And I absolutely adore, this is by David Cal Lawrence. And he does all sorts of industry celebrities, but also a lot of Native American art as well. And then people who are in the industry, the other one happens to be by Jo Swigert in Oklahoma. And she's a tattoo artist and artist on canvas. And we see other areas. Mohan Sundraisen, he has this fantastic ability to literally and creatively weave his philosophy in with his art. And it's taken on through the cannabis industry. Excuse me. And then Diego Beckhart. So moving out of that, then a little bit into the artistic flair, hempstone being different from hempcrete. Hempstone is a different type of, it's really like a paper mache, but virtually indestructible. And I came across this industrial engineer and artist his name is Jacob Frank. And Anyway, he designs canna guitars, and they're absolutely amazing, and it's through Hempstone. Um, and here we go. So then, of course, that brings in Morris Beagle and his hemp guitars as well, and seeing the difference between them and these wonderful opportunities in creating more art through the music industry. Then taking that on to hempcrete, this is absolutely fascinating, and this is where it actually started for me, because the walls are, using hempcrete is really one of the best living situations that an asthmatic could live in. And this was the beginning of my many rabbit holes I went down. Since then, I've actually designed on paper, not by architect, but I've designed 5 different homes utilizing the concepts of sustainability and hempcrete. More opportunities. And then, of course, a lot of people may already know about hempwood cabinets. And there's this awesome company in Kentucky, and they've come up with hempwood flooring. It's the Hempwood company. And I mean, things are just exploding. And I love to be able to create a platform and a venue to showcase that this isn't about the THC cannabinoid. And I wish more people would understand that all of that's broken down into cannabinoids, which also on the plant side, breaking that apart into creating industrial products such as this. We move into textiles. You know, you can go from literally building your home to furnishing your home with everything in hemp. You have your clothing. Moving on to nonprofits. The hemp industry, we're showcasing, looking for sponsorship. I just received this 2 days ago that we're now going to be looking for NASCAR sponsors, specifically for hemp and CBD, because NASCAR recently approved those as sponsors. So this is a really big opportunity that not only do I want to showcase, but it also allows the industry to grow, and it's a place where you can provide factual information and share it and not feel bad about it. It's eye candy you want to share. So I'm going to share the link so you can actually go through this on your own, and I'll open this up to Tracy.
That was great, Kim. Thank you so much. I had a question for you about hempcrete specifically, because I'm so fascinated by this. What kind of adoption are you seeing right now in construction as a whole compared to maybe what you saw 2 and 3 years ago?
You know, it's a little different because I live in Boulder, and Boulder has a bubble, and it's called the Boulder bubble. When you live not in the mountains, then you live by and with different zoning ordinances and codes, and things change. So I see when it's in the mountains, and my mountains are that way, you do see a lot of the more sustainability, and they also have to do with fire remediation and making sure, how can your house withstand a forest fire? Well, guess what? Hempcrete can.
Really?
Oh yeah, it won't burn.
That is not a fact that I was aware of. Can you explain that a little bit in more detail? We still have another minute left.
Sure. Hempcrete really is just 3 ingredients. It's water, hemp hurd, and limestone. Well, after it cures, it basically fossilizes. It won't burn.
Oh, I had no idea. You actually taught me something new, which is kind of hard to do.
Well, thank you. But you know what? All of that you can find in these digital publications, which is the purpose of having adult learning theory. It gets it in there with eye candy.
That is absolutely wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. That was a wonderful presentation.